can't, everybody's joining.
That's better.
Just trying to get everybody in.
Recording in progress.
Good evening, I'd like to call the November 12th special meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know that guy. Came to personally deliver my car.
You should know this car.
The Veterans
I don't need it.
Memorial. Oh, that we have, right. Okay. We don't have any public hearings tonight, correct? Have it on my agenda.
No.
It's out, okay. Alright, just quickly mention, Veterans Day, celebrations. Friday we had at Morningside Park a service for our veterans. And Saturday there was a really nice, parade, in Woodburn, for Veterans Day. Both were well attended.
I was there on Saturday, and the attendance that, I think it was bigger than last year. And everybody came out to honor our veterans, and it was really very, very nice. And Woodburn Firehouse fed all the veterans, so I thank Woodburn Firehouse.
And our
Fire
Friday was
department.
very nice too.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so do we have any correspondence tonight?
I think Arnold was the one who took care of the one at, Morningside
Mhm.
Park.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the park sponsor.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just thought we'd mention that.
Okay, any correspondence tonight?
I do not have that.
We'll move on to citizen comments. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? Please stand up and step up.
I'll just write it in there. If you just stand right here, and be out. Are we
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Better. Better.
This is Sean.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. There you go. No, I got it.
Okay. Thank you. I saw on the agenda, we sent a letter from an attorney specifying why the town code for non-conforming use, the religious institutions are not complying with the federal and state law. And I thank the board, and the town attorney for looking into it and see that, actually we had, it is a problem. And we finally take the town board finally takes action to address the problem. So I want to thank you, and I hope you're going to do it. So, we're not talking about new places. Mostly we talk about people, religious institutions, camps, bungalow colonies. They're here for years and years and years and years. They were complying. Also now they cannot extend, they cannot do anything. They're basically cut out, which is unfairly, especially when you need to, sometimes you need to maintain the place, you need to make it a little bit bigger. So basically, I would like to thank the board for addressing this matter. That's number one. Number two, we know all that we had an issue in the summer in the Vista tank. So I know now it's winter, it's cold today, but summer comes fast enough. I would like to know what the town board plans to do with this year, so that we don't have to truck in water and we don't have these problems, especially in the peak hours and Friday.
I actually spoke to our engineer today. He said he might have something, a plan for us before the board meeting. Did we get anything?
That's what
We
we're
got
gonna talk
something,
about.
yeah.
And then he's gonna be here next week to present.
Okay. We are working on
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Anyone else want to
it. Anything
step
flash?
up and speak?
I just want to basically second what he said. I would love to commend the town board for bringing this up and trying to make positive changes here. So me, myself, as running 2 camps from schools that grow every year significantly. These camps need to expand. These camps were able to expand for many years, and after the zoning, after the comprehensive plan, they were changed, they were downsized and put into non-conforming use. Many camps don't have the acreage that are currently required to have a camp, which is understood. If someone wants to open a new camp, I can hear them require a certain amount of acreage, but a camp that has been existing for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, all of a sudden they tell them you can't expand anymore. It's unfair for the people in the community, it's unfair for the kids. And while a lot of people complain that these camps are tax exempt and non-tax paying, first of all, we call it camps, but it shouldn't be called camps. These are religious institutions. Somehow, we categorize them as camps, where camps people look at leisure. These are not leisure, these are mainly done for religious practices. They study most of the day. Yes, they do give them some fun, but the primary thing they do in the camp is religious studies. And the other thing is, well, people look at it as a burden for the residents and for the constituents of the towns when a camp is exempt. While these kids come to camp, a lot of them are coming from developments that are actually a big tax base for this town. So yes, most of the camps are exempt, but on the other hand, you got a lot of developments that bring the kids that are here from these developments, so you get the taxes from development, you can't just have the cake and eat it. Build developments, you get taxes from them, we need camps and schools for them, which they are exempt. And I appreciate again this town for bringing this up and trying to make a positive change, and have the camps be able to grow in a positive way. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
You got another copy?
Would anyone else like to speak tonight? Anyone online like to speak tonight?
Nope.
Right, then I'm gonna go ahead and close the public portion and move on to our agenda items. So number 1 on the agenda is gonna have to be tabled. This was on our agenda, I believe, last week, but it had to be tabled because we did not have a quorum sufficient to be able to vote on it, since 2 of our members are required to recuse themselves from voting. For the record, that would be Jeff Wiener and Miranda Behan. So if that's the case, then we're gonna table this resolution until, I guess, till the next meeting, until which time we can get a full board here that can vote on this matter. And we'll move on to number 2. So number 2, number 3 have to do with re-levying certain fees, including camp inspections, garbage, property maintenance, and building demolition charges for the fiscal year of 2024. Basically, this is a resolution to allow any of these outstanding charges to be re-levied onto the property owner's taxes that will have to be paid for the 2025 year. So number 2, motion to approve re-levy of camp inspections, garbage, property maintenance, and building demolition charges for the fiscal year of 2024, number 68 of 2024.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. Number 3, same thing, only this relates to water, sewer, and refuse. For anyone who has not been paying their bill up till this point, any outstanding charges will be tacked on to their property taxes.
Motion.
I have a motion, do I have a second? I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 4, resolution to adopt local law number 2 of 2024 to override the New York State tax cap. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye, motion passes. And number 5, this is to approve the final budget of 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion, I just wanna make sure though it's the budget because we had 2 budgets, it's obviously the one
This is the final budget that went out today, right? Did everyone receive that?
Yes.
Right.
Perfect. Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Right, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Usually you poll the board for a vote like this in the past.
Right, so I have 1, 2, 3 in favor, I have 1 either abstention,
Abstention.
I have 1 abstain. All right, the motion passes. Was there something procedurally wrong or?
No.
I just, typically you're not able to abstain unless there's a
I'm
conflict.
sorry, I didn't see it.
Oh.
I did not see
Okay,
it.
that's-
I've been busy all day, I
It's
didn't
fine.
see it.
I mean, I don't care, it passes anyway, just,
Do you wanna take a minute?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Dylan, you wanna voice in or no?
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously abstain if you haven't had a chance to review or, go through it. That's a, perfectly reasonable, way to look at it. So you, again, poll the board just to make sure you've got as many yeses as you need. Assuming you do, then you should be good to go.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so number 6, I'm gonna read this and then give a quick explanation. So number 6 is to propose certain amendments to the Town of Fallsburg Town Code, zoning code, and bulk tables to add business to the industrial zoning district, aligning bulk requirements of select uses, amending the non-conforming uses section of the zoning code, and permitting religious uses throughout, and bringing the codes into compliance with state and federal law. Offer local law number 6 of 2024, amending the Town of Fallsburg Town Code, zoning code, and bulk tables, and referring the proposed amendments to the planning board for a report under town law, section 310-1221. So this is a series of changes, some were voluntary, wanted by the board, which would be to allow business use in an industrial zone. This would allow, to basically for retail use in an industrial zone. And then some other pieces have to do with compliance with certain state and federal laws that were proposed to us by our town attorneys. Dylan, would you want to speak to this in any more detail?
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, first with the business and industrial, the industrial zone, as far as the bulk table, had a lot of uses that really weren't accounted for that were part of the 2018 comprehensive plan. So that was the amendments on that side. We did some just general cleanup of the bulk tables where there was, typos and different things. As far as the non-conforming uses go, and the compliance, we were looking at state and federal statutes, and just making sure that the code was not discriminatory and that it was meeting, constitutional muster, just for general fair treatment. So, we spent really the last 4 months going through, line by line and doing a lot of work to ensure that anything that was in there that might have been questionable is going to be updated and it's going to be, constitutionally appropriate and, well put together to, ensure that everyone's treated fairly.
Okay, great. And you feel confident that with these changes would be in conformance with state and federal laws?
We do, yes. Yeah, we've put a lot of time into it and we think that we've clarified the areas that really needed to be updated and amended.
Okay, so statutorily, we're required to refer this now to the planning board for their opinion or approval, is that correct?
Correct, yeah, so as the first step under 310-12-1 of the zoning code, the town board needs to send this to the planning board. The planning board then has 60 days in which to provide its thoughts and just any recommendations that it has. Once the planning board does that, or if it doesn't respond within 60 days, then a public hearing would be held by the town board.
Understood, thank you. All right, so I'll now entertain a motion to approve number 6, resolution to propose certain amendments to the Town of Fallsburg Town Code, zoning code, and bulk tables to add business to the industrial zoning district, aligning bulk requirements of select uses, amending the non-conforming uses section of the zoning code, and permitting religious uses throughout, and bringing the codes into compliance with state and federal law. Offer local law number 6 of 2024, amending the Town of Fallsburg Town Code, zoning code, and bulk tables, and referring the proposed amendments to the planning board for a report under town law section 310-12.1.
motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, at this point, I'll entertain a motion to enter into executive session or to adjourn, whatever the board decides. or
A
any further
motion
business.
to go into executive session
Second.
for
Personnel.
personnel.
I have a motion to enter executive session
Motion.
for
Second.
personnel. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. We do not anticipate any further business to occur after executive session. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Dylan.
Thank
You got my younger brother,
I know him, doesn't want to know me.
you know what it is? Yeah, you know what it is? Yeah, no, is it in the way? Oh, you didn't? Yeah.
Short term, not
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, no.